Trump's plan for an eventual peaceful negotiation. Wick, can you please control yourself?
No.
Please. Just try to...
That's why we're not getting peace, you understand, right? Because we haven't made it costly enough.
Do you understand how to keep your mouth shut?
When I was in Konstantinivka with the drone team, near the lake to the south of it, if anybody wants to go look at a map, they can look at the lake to the south of Konstantinivka. That's where I was. Every 5 seconds, they were throwing out an FPV drone. Every second somebody was awake, they were throwing an FPV drone. And they were bleeding out everywhere. It was sad to watch these guys die like that in these tree lines, trying to move from tree line to tree line with these little thermal blankets. And doing that all the way through Kramatorsk at the rate of advance they're doing right now is going to be so painful that I quite frankly can't tell you what the state of the Russian armed forces is going to be if we got to that scenario that you're talking about.
If I can respond...
Let's go to Rob. Yeah, we're going to go to Rob, then Grid, then Tyler. Go ahead.
So first off, I'll just say I'm enjoying the conversation. It's interesting, without Wick interrupting everyone, how actually things could be.
Wow, you can't keep my name out of your mouth. Every time you mention me, I'm going to talk more. I just want to make you know.
Rob, go ahead. Let Rob go. We'll come back to you.
Proves the point even there. Second, to answer the point that Dylan was saying directly to me. Yes, but it's not just they still could have said, no, we don't accept it, the mineral deal. It's not that they rejected the mineral deal publicly. It's they rejected Trump's plan for an eventual peaceful negotiation. Wick, can you please control yourself?
No.
Please. Just try to... Wick, it's not a good look. Please, just control yourself and let me finish my point, and then you'll have a chance to respond.
If you're going to mention my name, I am going to respond to you. If you keep my name out of your fucking mouth, then I'll be quiet.
Wick, you don't embrace me or anyone else. Please be quiet and let people talk. If you don't know what you're talking about,
if you keep my name out of your mouth,
I can talk about it.
Please. Rob, make your point.
We can negotiate.
I don't want to have to be beating people all the time. Right, Rob. To your point. Go to your point.
Some real Will Smith energy there from Wick. Anyways, so the point is, yes, they didn't just deny the mineral deal publicly. They were willing to sign it. What they did was they besmirched Trump's plan of trying to have peaceful negotiation. Now, it is true, as Wick illustrated.
Are you talking about the... I'm sorry, I'm just trying to clarify. Are you talking about the mineral deal itself, or are you talking about the sit-down meeting that Zelenskyy...
Correct. The sit-down meeting.
Okay, so you're talking about the meeting.
Correct.
Okay, I thought you were talking about... when Secretary Bessent approached the government and said, accept this now.
No.
What?
Now, what I'm saying is they should have denied it then. But what I'm saying is to, in the background, whatever the circumstances were, seemingly agree with this. And then in public, after meeting with European leaders, sort of disparage the plan that Trump and Vance had was a bad move. And so Wick's correct that I said, where did that get them? And you said it got a new mineral deal, but I'm never suggesting where Wick's incorrect is I never said they should have signed the mineral deal. In fact, I said the opposite. It probably was a bad deal and they should have denied it. It is true that it was sent to them very quick, and there's a lot of pressure because Ukraine, like it or dislike it, we're not talking about oughts, we're talking about they need this support from the United States. So there's a new leader that comes in Donald Trump, and they're sort of walking on eggshells. So you hesitate to be like, no, we don't like what you're offering us here with this mineral deal. So I give them a little credence there on that. But still, the way in which Zelenskyy did this was bad. Real quick, please, I promise, I've been trying to get this point out for 20 minutes. The reason that I said, where did that get them was, Wick himself is someone who talked about the lack of sharing of intel led to these damaging results. You'll remember that the meeting, Zelenskyy, was February 28th. It was a mere 3 days later that the Trump administration suspended military aid, which probably led to increased deaths of Ukrainian soldiers. And then 2 days after that, when they stopped sending the intel, which Wick said was a big deal. So when I say, where did it get Zelenskyy? It's not just, yes, it got them a better mineral deal. They could have got that mineral deal by having negotiations behind the scenes instead of publicly disparaging Trump. But the public disparaging of Trump, you know where that got Zelenskyy? In the fucking doghouse. And that probably resulted in more people dying of his people. Of course, I understand that it's hard to get that nuance if you just want to interject and not listen to what someone's saying. That's the point that I was making.
Can I just directly respond like 20 seconds?
Just hold on. He said my name like 10 times, okay?
Okay, we're going to let you respond, Wick, and then we're going to go Dylan for 20 seconds, and then we're going to go to Grid and then Tyler.
Well, first of all, Rob is... Sure, just real quick. Rob is entirely dishonest. That is not at all what he meant. You can go back into the VOD and you can look at it and you can decide, dear audience, what you think he meant. Where did it get him? He was referring to the deal, not to the intelligence sharing, which he contended with me actually had an effect. He fought on that subject with me. So now for him to try to steal that take and try to use it to kind of prop up his fragile ego, right, after he got proven wrong, 4K, HD, real time, 360 pixels, all that shit, right? Fair enough. But you know what? At the end of the day, when it comes down to it, I'm shamed that we have a president that's ego was so fragile that because Zelenskyy stood up for his own country, that we shut off intelligence sharing for that reason and got people fucking killed and got them to lose Kursk and lose that advantage that they had at that time. That's shameful. Shameful as an American to think. And that's all I want to say.
All right, Dylan, you got 20 seconds. Then we're going to Grid. Then we're going to Tyler. Go ahead.
Is 360 pixels a lot of pixels?
I don't know. I'll take the L on that. I'm not sure.
I don't know.
You're taking a lot of L's tonight, Wick.
Weird.
Not from you.
Anyway, go ahead.
Look, I agree that the meeting went bad. I think he should have led with the the boxing belt from Usyk. I think that might have played better with Trump. But I do also want to say that what Zelenskyy did say in that meeting, which ended up being about how do you make them stand by their commitments? How do you make them stand by their ceasefires? That critique ended up being ringing 100% true like a church bell when the civilian ceasefire that the Russians supposedly agreed to, that Trump announced in the middle of the night, proud as all hell that he could deliver on being the peacemaker, immediately got blown up in the version of either a hospital there or a civilian home there, or the fact that the Russians didn't even acknowledge that they agreed it in the first place. And then the energy ceasefire, well, that was violated within hours. And I mean, that was a disaster too. And obviously that's been broken down to a point where now we're seeing it heavily escalate again there. So I agree that the meeting could have gone differently, but I also think that Zelenskyy had decent points, and those points ended up ringing true.
But just real quick, I'll just say real quick, we could debate that, whether or not Russia's at fault, et cetera, et cetera. I could concede that argument for the sake of this. I'm just saying that those concerns could have been legitimately raised behind the scenes. When you say behind the scenes, yeah, this all sounds good, and then after talking to European leaders that share these same concerns Zelenskyy did, hey, I'm casting shade on your plan, and to say that publicly and sort of come out and take both Trump and Vance by surprise, that's a fucking bad move. It was a very bad strategy from Zelenskyy.
Let's go to Grid. Grid, go ahead. And then we're going to go Tyler.
Well, I've really enjoyed relitigating the last 8 months of shit that we've already talked about. Is awesome. And I really wanted to talk about the meetings in Alaska and the reason
let's do that.
Because they're important. What's important to me at this point is actually trying to understand what it's going to end up costing the Ukraine, because that's where we're at, folks. All the rest of this is just simple bullshit and smoke and mirrors. And what's it going to end up costing Ukraine? They are operating from a point of weakness. As a matter of fact, they are, as Dylan very, very eloquently, by the way, I'm shocked. The way he talks about it is the Ukrainians are.
Did you just slap me?
Oh, but keep going, Greg. Keep going.
A backhanded compliment there.
Oh, welcome
You
to
were
the
so
South.
articulate, Dylan.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, I didn't know.
Sure.
I'm sorry. I just didn't know. I'm sorry. But at any rate, yeah, I mean, Dylan did a great job of illustrating exactly why Ukraine is in the position it's in and why it's going to cost them dearly to end this war. I don't care about who did what 6 months ago or a year ago. None of that fucking matters. None of it matters. All that matters is what happened in Alaska, because that's yesterday, and what happens tomorrow when Zelenskyy wakes up and tries to talk to Putin or not talk to him, or Putin decides to put on his big boy pants and go stomping around. And that's what really matters. And I don't really give a shit about the rest of it. I think that we've wasted a lot of time here tonight, and although I really did enjoy listening to Dylan and to some degree Lactoid, but I think that ultimately, the lines in the sand that Putin have drawn, he knows that he doesn't have to give up shit. He doesn't have to. He can just sit there and continue to throw bodies at it, and he doesn't care. He does.
That's why we're not getting peace. You understand, right? Because we haven't made it costly enough.
You understand how to keep your fucking mouth shut?
Do you understand how to make
able
a
to
good point?
accomplish that?
Do you
all
understand
night.
how to make this an actual
I have not interrupted
conversation?
you. I have sat here quietly, you dumb.
You
fuck,
should have
and
fucking
really
kept that up.
respectful,
You should have
so
fucking
shut
kept
the
that up. You have
fuck
not
up
been
and let
respectful.
someone
You have not
talk.
contributed.
Nobody wants to
You
hear
have
your
decided
babble,
when I
man.
tried to
Okay,
challenge you on your
Wasted
point,
an hour
you
and a
tried
half
to
of
big
my
boy me,
fucking
but you
time.
gotta
I'm
put
done
on your
with
big
you.
boy
Okay,
pants.
all right, Edward,
Because this is
call
bullshit.
it. All right, everybody get muted again. I'm gotta get a fucking hotkey. Is what we're about to start doing. I think that's gonna be my next thing. Hotkey to mute everybody. Because Jesus Christ.